When people are sentenced to community service instead of jail time, they're supposed to work in the community.
A 2 News undercover investigation caught people sentenced to community service in the city of Tulsa not working. Marla Carter shows us it has city leaders demanding changes.
Not only did we find community service crews not serving their fines, but behind the scene we found another problem over who's in charge. On 4 separate days, our undercover cameras caught contractors hired by the city driving around community service crews not picking up trash, taking long breaks, and waiting on community service crews that never showed up. Even the city of Tulsa admits.
So is there enough accountability? I don't think so.
All while you're footing the bill for the program. $150,000 a year to pay for contractors who are supposed to oversee the crews. 2 News investigators followed around community service crews, tracking their every move. Some days we saw them hard at work, but others. What are these?
Yeah, that's what he should have been picking up. Well, there's political side.
We showed the head of city security, Mark Hogan, our undercover video. Contractors driving right by trash, not stopping to pick it up. Our cameras even caught someone serving community service who appears to be sleeping. And another day the van showed up, but the crew didn't.
They're supposed to be there every day. There's a lot of days we show up and nobody shows up for their community service.
The interim court administrator disagrees and says that's rare. She's on the sentencing side of community service and sends community service crews to Mark Hogan. However, Hogan admits there's an oversight issue.
We could have more supervision, which will give us more accountability.
This is a concern that I want to find.
We showed Counselor Jeannie Q our video. She too has concerns about oversight and the work.
Obviously, they're there for a purpose to work off their fines, and I don't see anyone working. I see someone driving around.
So who's in charge of this program in the first place? The answer is an even bigger issue. The city originally told me the county was in charge of overseeing the community service program. Then the county told me it was the city. After several emails, more than a dozen phone calls, and a week's worth of conversation, the city finally owned up to oversight responsibility, but for only part of the program. And we uncovered the city is transporting both city and county community service crews. So that means the city of Tulsa is paying for the contractors, the vehicles, and the gas to transport city and county community service workers. When did you first find out that the city was footing the bill for both the city and the county?
For me, today.
Today. And how did you find out?
You.
With this new information, splitting the cost is now up for discussion.
That's something that we need to look at to see if maybe we could share the cost.
So who's going to take charge of overseeing the community service program? It's something Counselor Q says she's going to find out.
I want to thank you, Marla, for bringing this to my attention. We want our city to be ran to the best it can because this is citizens' tax dollars.
Tax dollars that are paying to keep these crews at work and held accountable. After what we told her, Counselor Q says she plans to make improvements. In fact, she's already talked to Hogan, who has met with his contractors to talk to them about making sure they're working 8 hours a day. It's a story we'll continue to follow and let you know about any additional improvements made. Marla Carter, 2 News works for you.
Marla, thanks. While the city of Tulsa does transport some county community service crews, Tulsa County runs a different program of its own and it has no reported problems.